Alright boys, and welcome back to another base design. Alright, let me try that again. Alright boys, and welcome back to another base design. This time we're working with a 3x1 and it's a beautiful snowball base. The smaller groups have been crying out for something like the Rain or the Booget, and I'm bringing it to you boys this time. This is for the smaller groups. Duos, trios can easily put this snowball base down, and of course they're going to love living inside it. We've got the nice, easy starter that comes packed full with lots of boxes, which allows you to expand to your second floor open core, which eventually reach around all the way to our wide gaps that come equipped with some roof peak ups, some breach peaks, all that important stuff. Overall, the base has amazing quality of life. You're just going to enjoy living in it. Plenty of bulk space, so if you guys do snowball, you'll have the room to store that loot. Progression on this one's super easy. It's not a multi-TC base apart from the wide gaps, so it's not confusing at all. Should be easy to get down. Lastly, the offline protection on this one's pretty good. It's 2 walls to all the bits that are important, and there's nice defenses, of course, for an online raid as well. Before we get into this video, let me remind you boys to drop me a sub if you can. Almost at 15k, which is a nice milestone. Big up to you boys for helping me get there. Remember to leave a like on this video, drop me a comment as well. If you need any help, we have a Discord that's now at 1,300 members, which is pretty mad. Been doing weekly giveaways in there for you boys, so make sure you join that and enter those. Plus we have a lot of builders in there that can help you guys out. Even if I'm not available, you'll still get some assistance pretty quickly. Lastly, I've been streaming on Twitch from time to time. I'll have that linked as well. But let's go ahead and jump into this video for the base tour, and as you can see, we've got a 3TC base going on. I'll take you over to one of the externals. It's just a mini Satori disconnectable. I reckon you boys know how this one works, but this is how you do it. Roof goes down, disconnects it, and you can build it back. 2 of those in total, and then 2 gatehouses as well that take us into the compound. That's the other external over there. Symmetrical base. Standard gatehouse again with our nice peak that goes up on top of the roof. This is the dust version of this gatehouse, and we've got the 2 turrets and the drop boxes as well above. The 6 turrets cover the compound quite nicely, and of course there's room for large furnaces, oil refineries, and anything else you may need. Just quickly giving you guys a little demonstration of the peak downs you'd have on someone inside your compound. That includes the breach peaks and the wide gaps. And then we'll go ahead and head through to our front door. This one leads into the starter base. The starter is a 3x1 with some extra triangles going on, and this is our TC with our main upkeep inside. There's also space for a nice locker that you can slap an armored door in front of, and our main starter has got a lot of boxes inside. And then if we exit out our starter back into one of our airlocks, we can do our jump ups that take us all the way up. One more jump up and then a ladder hatch will take us into our shooting floor. Give you a little sneak peek of this, but we'll go back down. And we've got a nice window here with some boxes to defend. Slap a bed or some bags here, spawn in, and you can defend this point. This is the little open core section. There's a lot of places to peek up, peek down, nice and defendable, and of course there's plenty of boxes. 2 turrets guard the entrance to the open core, and if walls are breached as well, they'll cover that too. Nice sneaky turrets, people might not expect it. Then of course you got some beds to spawn, and they help you access the boxes as well. Plenty of boxes around this row, and some in the ceiling as well. Got some nice peaks that hold the jump ups from underneath. And these are great peek ups, ankle biters that will catch people off guard. I'm going to spawn in an assistant here just so you can see. Right now if I look up, you can't see anything from the peak down. But if we head back up through the ladder hatch and into this open section at the top here, I'll show you guys what the peak down can do. First of all, we've got a battery and of course a spawn point up here as well, and it's replicated on the opposite side. And then we can have a little look on our ramp peak down and see what we can see. Good visibility from up here, and it covers a few of the angles inside the open core. And if we run around to the other side, and you can actually see the bot that I spawned in despite him having 0 visibility on us, so that's a nice one way there. Heading through the airlock will take us into our shooting floor, and we've got a combination of nice wide gap peek downs. Lets us see in the compound, lets us see out far. You guys already know the wide gaps are nice. That ladder hatch leads up to our roof, and then if we drop down we can have a look at our breach peaks. And the breach peaks also come equipped with a nice shooting floor retake point where you can ankle bite people running around in your shooting floor. Above the breach peak is a roof peak up, and there's 2 of them in total. These roof peak ups are the jump up ones, and then we've also got some siren light ones as well that I'll show you right now. In total, there's no blind spots combined with all the roof peak ups, and a few more of the wide gap angles as well. Leads through to the symmetrical point where we have another airlock. We'll head up the ladder hatch to the roof, and on top of the base we've got some nice roof slants that you can use to peek off. You can see all of our roof peak ups from here, and we've got all the turrets on the roof to help cover as well. I've only placed 2 windmills, but you could do more if you need, of course. And these are all the roofs that go around the base, giving us angles. Overall, a banging base. Hopefully you boys want to know how to build it. Let's jump into the costs. First of all, on screen is the total build cost. This includes everything that you boys just saw inside the tour. Second up is the box amounts. This is how many boxes of each material you'll need. We just do this segment, which allows you guys to visualize it a lot easier. Lastly is the total upkeep that's going to be spread between 3 TCs. You guys already saw the main one, however this is combined with the 2 hour ones as well. Now we know what we need to build it, what we need to upkeep it. Let's get on to what we need to do to build the base. Alright, let's start by chucking down a 3x1, and we're going to surround it in triangles on the sides, on the long sides. Then we can slap a doorway in the middle and get an airlock out of this with a double door right at the front. We'll seal in this triangle and all the other triangles. Walls all the way around just like that. Then we'll slap a wall here and another one here. This will be our TC slot just behind me on the right. Then these walls are to separate our loot rooms, and finally this last one as well. Throw in some half-height shelves for the boxes. And your TC is going to go in this one here, opposite side of the airlock. Place it in a way that you can access the foundation and the walls and the ceiling. Makes it easier to upgrade everything later on. Then we'll get a doorway in front and just double check you can upgrade everything. To the right of the TC you can just get a locker or a battery in there, whatever you'd like. And then you can slap a ceiling over top of this section with a double door in front. Double doors in front of your loot rooms, one more door, and don't forget a half-height shelf in here as well. Then we can seal up our starter with a roof. Next up, we're going to extend our airlock around the front here with 3 triangles. We'll get our 2 windows with a double door in the middle. Half-height jump and 2 more double doors. And then let's recreate that on the back side of the base, exactly the same. Next up we can add foundations for honeycombing, just going to be 1 triangle off each remaining side of the base. Just like that. Then we'll place our walls in with a floor on top once we've gotten them down. Get your floors in there as well on top of the honeycombing. And then we can start working on the second floor. We're going to go around the perimeter with walls first off, including our airlocks. And then let's go up one more time again, because that's how tall the open core is going to be. The start is nice and big, so you'll definitely have enough room to store the mats to expand this far up. Back over towards the airlock, we'll just finish off the mobility chute slightly. Half wall on the left, full wall on the right. Then we'll add in our single doors, a window, and then we'll even it up with a half wall again. Symmetrical on both sides. Next we can place in the walls so that this area is honeycombed. And we can place down the floors for where we can stand on, and we'll have some boxes underneath these as well. Get some frames in front of the loot rooms, and some more frames leading along the way. Just like that. Get some half walls on top of the center ones with a frame in the center. Now we'll go ahead and get those boxes placed down as well. Pretty simple placement, doesn't need to be too accurate or anything like that. Just fit as many as you can along this row like I'm doing. Get a couple of windows in front and a low wall, and then the same on the opposite side. Windows on the left and right, low wall in the middle. Don't forget your ramps as well, makes it easier to access and you can use your pickups a lot easier. Then we'll get a triangle down for some boxes behind. Behind the triangle we'll do a full wall, and to the left and right we can do half walls. And the same over here as well. Then jump on up and we've got 6 more boxes to place just above. And exact same placement over here as well. Fill in your honeycomb in again. And you can place a ceiling over this section. So we've just got one frame in the middle. Finishing off the jump up so we can actually use it. And remember these 2 triangles here so we can defend this point. Then get a ladder hatch above and make sure you don't forget that. And I'll build it one more time on the opposite side as well. Again, don't forget your ladder hatch. And then we can fill in the honeycomb roofs. And we'll work on top of the base, get our peak downs and our turret pods as well. Turret goes all the way as far back as it can. That's the placement for that. And we'll get some half walls in to separate it up. Beside our window we'll get some boxes as well. That's just more box space. Store some kits in here to defend. And cover them over. Other 2 triangles aren't used for anything. Next we'll get frames on the left and right with a floor in the middle. And we can throw down our ramps as well in the gaps. You want to get these metaled up as well so you can see through them. Then place in your hatches and we're good to go. One more floor up. For just now we're building bedrooms right next to the ramp. And we'll build one more on the opposite side as well, with some frames in between. And we'll have single doors that lead out into shooting floor. 2 of them, 1 on each side. Then we can get our back walls placed in, and don't forget about the roof peak up. You don't want to accidentally place a wall. Make sure you do it how I do it. I often forget to do this when I'm building, so just try not to forget. And the spare triangle can be used for a battery, which we'll place a single door in front of. That's the layout for this floor. 2 bedrooms, 2 batteries, 2 roof peak ups, and 2 ways out to shooting floor. Slap a ceiling on top of that now. That's as far as we can take the main core, so let's do our wide gapping now. Starting from the front door, just do the build out that I've just done there, doing it nice and slow so you guys can follow. And then we're going to build back once we've got that. And you should see we have a nice gap going around. This side's going to be reconnected to the base, however we're going to build our gatehouse from here as well. That's the shape we're looking for, let's get the gatehouse built as well. Pretty standard gatehouse, I'm sure you boys know how to build this one. We're going to use these door frames to connect it back to the main base, so this will be on our main TC. And then this is the half wall low wall peak that we're going to use with the ramp on the sides to peek back into our compound. Make sure you leave the roofs off so we can still place these slanted roofs in. And then you can cover them over and do some half walls on top for boxes and turrets. And I'll show you the placement for the gatehouses as well very quickly. I like to put a ramp in here, it's completely unnecessary, just tilts the boxes down, makes them a little bit easier to access. You can get your turrets right as far back as they go, and they'll cover the angles inside the compound. Alright, we're going to go ahead and build that on the opposite side of the base because it's symmetrical by 2. Don't forget about the frames, we'll quickly raise those up as well. Not too many frames on this side. There we go. Now we can replicate this on the opposite side. Exact same build out again, just in case you missed it. Just give this another watch. And we're looking for the exact same shape again, and we'll go ahead and build our gatehouse attached to this. Once again, we're going to reconnect this part, so don't worry, we don't need an external over here. So these frames here make the connection, and all the foundations are necessary to stop this area from decaying. Then we'll get our half walls on top, so we've got room for turrets and boxes. And then we've got the optional ramp inside as well. Raise your frames up again, and those are 2 portions of the wide gaps done. Now we're going to do this side over here. Let's build out once again, nice and slow so you guys can follow it. And it's the 2 square wide gap method we're doing right now after a little build out. We'll break what we don't need, and we're going to build back in towards the base with a gap this time. These sides are going to be connected to external TC, so keep that in mind. And that's the shape that we're looking for. We're going to go ahead and make sure this doesn't decay now. And this is where we'll add in our Satori disconnectable. The 4 squares that I'm placing now are going to get broken, so don't upgrade these. This is just a build out. Don't forget the double half wall, that's definitely very important. And then you can get your TC inside here with a choice of an armored door, double door, garage door, window, whatever you'd like. Singles are probably easier for progression though. And we'll break those 4 squares as I said before, and add an extra triangle on this side. This makes our little compound separator, and we add a turret underneath the half shelf. Then you can place your frames along to make the connection. Just like that. Some of these foundations will be decaying. We need to get the frames down first, so don't forget them. And our outer set of frames are going to get a half wall on top. Do not forget this either. Just like that. And we'll build the exact same thing again, just a little bit faster this time. Same build out, we're going to get the exact same shape. Just like that. And of course still decaying, so let's get it reconnected to an external TC. Building out with 4 squares, capping it with a triangle, double half wall, wall in our TC. Select your door or window in front, and seal it up. Break our squares, add in an extra triangle, build this little doorway thing to separate the compound, half wall with a turret underneath, and frames to lead back. Then we'll add in our frames here. Again, we're not going to forget the half walls that go on the outside, just like that. And then we'll do our windows as well, don't forget those either. And I placed in the floors as well, just like that. Same all the way along, getting our wide gap floors placed down. And once all of those are placed, we can go ahead and get some windows going all the way around. Next to our breach peaks, we're going to double stack the windows, so there's one on top of the other. And that's the windows done now. Over towards the breach peaks, we'll add in a frame with 2 triangles on top. This is so we can create our jump up that peaks onto the roof. Single door on the right, window on the left. Same on both sides, so it's symmetrical. And then let's get some frames on our shooting floor. These are all the places you'll want them. There are a few spots where people can fall out, so we'll get the frames to block that. And before we place our roof, I'm going to add in some triangle frames, ladder hatch frames to stop us from accidentally placing floors in here, as we'll need to use them later on. So we've got one in there, one in there, one there, and last one there. Then we can add in our floors for the roof. We're not always copying the gaps below. Towards our breach peaks, we want a gap beside the door and window so it's easier to jump. And those are all the floors placed in for the roof. You can see where I've got all the gaps. We'll double stack windows all the way along just like this. We'll do that 4 times. And now we can go ahead and build the jump up and our roof peak up, get a turret spot in there. And this is the ladder hatch over here to jump up to roof. One more each of them, with a spot for the turret again. And 2 airlocks out onto roof. Then we'll get our roof slants placed in. We're going to have triangle roofs facing back in the way. Just like that. And triangle roofs on top of our roof peak ups as well. Again, facing back in the way. You can also place turrets in here on top of the roof peak up. Lastly, all the remaining spots are square roofs, coming out just like that. Alright, base is nearly finished. We're going to slap down some windmill towers and then that's it. You can make these 2 or 3 high, whatever you prefer. Obviously the taller they are, the more power they give off. But I'm not an electrician expert. Get those windmills placed down, and if you're feeling ballsy, you can remove the triangles. And once you've done that, boys, that completes the base design. Hopefully boys did enjoy this video. If you did, please feel free to leave me a like and drop me a comment down below. Remember to join the Discord if you need help, or just join it for the giveaways, or if you want to speak to me. Thank you very much, boys, for all the love the channel's been getting. I appreciate it a lot. This base is going to serve you well if you do build it. Remember to check out the link in the description and visit banditcamp.com, and I'll see you boys in the next video.